Hi, it's Rachel with Stirring the Deep. In a previous video, I dived into a little bit about if you have that desire to be a good person, to be better than you were, to do the right thing, then this video is for you. And I started to address some of those things in the prior video, but here I want to go a little bit deeper, okay? That is, as I said, that is an amazing desire to have, because now is the time when you can actually have the fulfillment of that desire, which has not been possible previously. Okay, not like it is now. This is a very significant time we are living in. Okay, so ultimately, to be a good person, to do the right thing, you need the right wisdom. And to have the wisdom in a situation where you have a very limited view, all you can see is your side of it. You can't see all the different sides of it. You can't see how your action and what its effect is and what its ripple effect is. So while you're trying to do good, if you're acting out of that limited awareness, then you're going to be hurtful and harming others unintentionally and harming yourself because you can't see the ripple effect. Okay, so that's a big problem. So what you need is the wisdom that is beyond yourself, that knows all of those dynamics, that understands all those perspectives. And the only place that comes from is the one who knows everything. That is the Creator, God, the Heavenly Father. So in order to truly be a good person, to do the right thing, you have to be connected to Him and operating constantly by His wisdom. Okay? So that's what I'm going to share with you. And the height of stupidity is thinking that your ways are better than God's ways. Okay? That somehow man's wisdom separate from God is better than God's. That doesn't make any sense because of how limited our understanding is. Yet in our culture, in this world, what's honored and lifted up is man's wisdom. That's what people look to. That's what people seek. And they don't seek the wisdom of God. Some do, but the majority do not. And because of that, you can never truly be good or do the right thing, because the wisdom of man is foolishness, because it's full of it's just limited. It's extremely limited. But now, because Christ, that mercy, who is the mercy of God, connects us to God, to the Father, it's like we are able to be connected to that wisdom. So now you can have that. So, but if you are honoring that wisdom of man, you will never know the wisdom of God, because you're lifting up and looking in the wrong place. So you've got to let go of that and your own wisdom and what you think is right, and start seeking what the wisdom of God is. And this is where I started talking about in another video, that is the first step to this, because there's two things to gaining that wisdom that's beyond you, right? Is one, you have to know where to look. And so I mentioned that, but what does that really mean? And two, you have to trust that source. And that's why the first question that many people have to ask, including many who profess to know God and to love Him, is what Jesus said: my God, why have you forsaken me? What He spoke in this earth was for us, not so much for Him, right? It's the words that we needed. That was a key, because after He spoke that, right, He gave up His Spirit, and the veil in the temple into the Holy of Holies was torn. So if you start seeking that yourself, you've got to get really intimate with the Creator of the Heavenly Father and say, why have you forsaken me? Why have I not felt your love? Because look at your life. You see the pain, you see the suffering, you see the torments that you're going through. where is the love? And when you start getting very honest and out of your heart start asking that of the true creator. So without images, you've got to let go of religion and all the images, the man in the sky, that God is distant from you. You got to let go of all of that. And he is spirit. And what you know of him and what you experience of him is his characteristics. You experience his joy. You experience his peace. You experience his love. You experience his holiness. You experience his righteousness. And when you experience those things, you are experiencing the presence of God, because that's who he is. Okay, so you have to let go of all these images, because you've got to get to the right source of wisdom, right? If you were looking to false images, you'll never find wisdom. So you've got to let go of all that and get in seeking basically that Father of the purest of love and ask him that question. And he will take you on your own journey, because you have lies that keep you from connecting to him. But ultimately, what you find is that what has kept you from that love is you going your own way. It's just like a child who, if a child is being totally rebellious and they're not obeying their parents, they're hurting themselves, they're harming themselves, they're getting in fights with other children, they're fighting with their parents, they're doing all these things, and they're wondering, why don't I feel the love? Well, your actions are creating havoc in your life. And when you're so busy doing all that because you think that's somehow good, then you can't experience the love and the care and the protection and the provision, because you're so busy doing these things. And that's what you're going to find with God. The love of God, and love is gentle. You have to desire it and come to it. It's a give and take. It's a dynamic between two people. And so if you're so busy being destructive in your life and going against it, you're not experiencing the love. And that's ultimately why you don't, is because of your own inadequate wisdom and judgments and mind. So you have to be willing to let all that go and learn something new. And when you start on that journey, you're going to start becoming who you feel inside you can be, who you know you can be, but you can't seem to get there. That's the gap. That's what's missing. Okay, so in order to know the wisdom that you need to be what you desire to be, you have to know the source, and you have to be connected to the source in a constant communication. You actually have to become a part of the source. Okay, but that is what is very possible, and that's what I'm sharing with you. So as you understand it's your own actions that are causing that disconnect to the love of God, then look at a particular thing that's going on in your life. I have this major illness, or this sickness, or this problem in my marriage, or with my children, or this financial stress. God, show me in my life what I'm doing that's causing that. Because sometimes it's something seemingly unrelated. It may be because you're dishonoring somebody in your life, and that's what's causing that. You're dishonoring your wife, or you're dishonoring your husband in a certain way that you're not seeing, because you're not looking to the wisdom of God, and you don't have the eyes to see. So ask for the eyes to see. Show me what that truth is. Show me the truth that is causing these problems, right? Or let the truth reveal the lie. That's what happens. And so seek that dynamic, and through your own experiences, through your own life, that is how you come to know the Heavenly Father, because he's very real. He's right here. He's all in, and he wants to encompass all that we are and all that is of our life. So he's not in some religion. And as long as you're looking to a religion or these doctrines or rituals or regulations or whatever it is, you're not going to meet him. And that's just going to keep you from truly meeting him. It's just roadblocks to that true intimacy. So look to your own life and start asking those questions and start listening And that's where you got to get quiet and listen. And then he'll start revealing that to you. So as he reveals to it and you follow that wisdom, hey, I want you to stop doing this or honor this person or whatever it is, as you start doing that, then you're going to realize the perfection in that. And you're going to start seeing that love, and that love is going to seep in. And the more you follow that wisdom, the more love that you have, because the wisdom of God is love. It is always loving. It is always righteous. It's perfect. And so you're going to start experiencing that in your life. And remember, when you're experiencing that love, you start experiencing the presence of God. Okay, so you walking with him through your own life, that is how you learn where that wisdom comes from, because you understand how to hear and to listen and to follow that, and you learn to trust because you see his love, because you've got to know God's love for you in order to trust what he's telling you. Otherwise, you never really will trust him. How could you? You can only fully trust if you really believe in his love for you, because the ways that he will guide you are counter to the ways of this world. His wisdom is not like this world's wisdom. So in order to go that contrary, you're going to have to really trust it. But that's where this process goes. As you walk with him in your life, in those little steps, he will lead you so perfectly, and that trust will build. And as that builds and you walk in it, you're going to be changing. And before you know it, everything that you do is going to be governed by that wisdom. And that is gaining the mind of Christ. Till next time, keep stirring the deep. It's the one thing that changes everything else.